However, on this week's parsha is Parshat Vayetze, in which is a lengthy parsha which describes Yaakov's encounters in foreign lands. Yaakov, we know, is sent away after he tricks Esav, so to speak, and receives the bracha from his father Yitzchak, and Yaakov is sent away to Lavan. Now, it's interesting. We're going to take a quick look at what the Malbim says on this very last pasuk of the entire parsha, before Parsha Vayishlach. The pasuk there states regarding Yaakov seeing an encampment of angels, and we're going to see how the Malbim understands this sequence as opposed to the earlier scene in the parsha where Yaakov saw angels in a more famous scene, famously at the ladder going up to Shemayim. And over there, the Malbim notes a distinction in what Yaakov sees. So the Malbim says in the pasuk, "V'yomer Yaakov kashir am machane Elokim zeh v'yikrashim hamakom ahu machanayim." Yaakov saw this place and he recognized it as God's camp. Yaakov called the place Machanayim. The Malbim notes on this. The Malbim lived in the 1800s, and what he notes is that when this pasuk over here mentioned this Machanayim, this place that Yaakov recognizes as a holy place, the Malbim notes that this is different. That on the way to Lavan's house, Yaakov also did see Malachim, as the Malbim writes. There, Yaakov couldn't see the angels in a more of a material fashion. Meaning Yaakov was on a spiritual ascent, so to speak, when he was on top of a mountain. And the figurative and the spiritual language used in the passage there really shows this. It was something that Yaakov felt God's presence. He knew that God was there, and he called that this place is God's location. This is where God can be located. It's a conduit to reach God. Now, what's interesting is the Malbim notes distinction here is that Yaakov, after going through everything he went through in Lavan's house, only now can Yaakov really see the true holiness inside his encampment. And therefore, he calls it a machanayim. We'll read that inside, that Yaakov realizes this, and now the angels take on a new sort of significance. And originally, they were only holy celestial beings. But now Yaakov sees the angels, and as the Malbim writes, when it comes to by the ladder. Now the Malbim notes, Yaakov knows that these angels aren't only there for his spiritual accompaniment, but also for his physical accompaniment. Yaakov, after going through everything in Lavan's house and going through all these encounters and trickeries and mirma and everything that happens to him on his way through Lavan's house, and after 20 years, Yaakov has, so to speak, become a worldly man, not only on the spiritual realms, but the physical realms also. And for that reason, only now is Yaakov able to realize the true momentum, the true meaning of these angels. And from there on, Yaakov realizes these angels will accompany him to battle against Esav. Immediately the next pasuk, we read the next parsha, Yaakov malachim lefanav el Esav. Yaakov prepares, sends angels, sends messengers, so to speak. This time it's really messengers, not angels. But he sends them ahead to prepare against war against Esav. After seeing these malachim, only then can he really send the malachim, because he realizes this physical and spiritual shiluv, this combining of the two ideas. And through there, Yaakov is living his ideal life of ruling both worlds, olam haba, olam hazeh, and being able to be successful in both. So that message of being able to learn from past experiences, Yaakov had a tough time in Lavan's house, all this trickery, all this, so to speak, being fooled around, working for 7 years, yet Yaakov took it all with a positive approach, was able to combine both the spiritual and physical side and boost himself going forward, that positive momentum, heading into next parsha, where we see Yaakov combine the best of both worlds. Have a good Shabbos.